Kaepernick and the Denver Broncos and the San Francisco 49ers feel like they've been in the news for most of the weekend because of this trade that's been stalled over $4.9 million. And apparently what the situation is the fact that Colin Kaepernick was guaranteed $11.9 million this season. The Broncos said they're willing to pay $7 million of that money. And then now the Broncos don't want to pay the rest of the $4.9 million. And Colin Kaepernick doesn't want to drop it from his salary. But the San Francisco 49ers don't want to pay it either because they believe, why are we going to pay for a guy that we could potentially – why are we going to pay for that if we still want him on our roster? So it's one of those things that now they're looking at it, and Colin Kaepernick doesn't want to take the pay cut. So either way, the trade has been stalled now. So what do you guys think about the trade talks being stalled and who's more to blame for it being stalled? Rudy, we'll start with you. What do you think?
I could care less.
Honestly,
I honestly do not care. We're talking about a trade for a garbage quarterback. Like he's
garbage. He's bad.
No. We're gonna get into this. We have personally looked up these stats, and his accuracy is horrible. He can't hit the broadside of a barn. He could be standing over the hole in golf and couldn't drop the ball in. He can't make a layup. He's not accurate. He's not accurate.
Let him finish.
He's not accurate. The offense would technically not really fit him the way that they want him to. You know what they need to spend the $4.9 million on is finding a quarterback coach to teach him how to be accurate, because he's not very good at that. I don't really care about this trade because they put themselves in a situation. Both teams put themselves in a situation. You got Chip Kelly. He sort of wants him there, but he sort of doesn't. You're linked to the quarterbacks in the draft. Denver, you're too far back to get a quarterback in the draft. And you didn't want to pay RG3, and you don't want to pay Ryan Fitzpatrick. So now you're sort of stuck with this third option in Colin Kaepernick. It's just a cluster of bad decisions and stupid stuff going on in this situation. I don't like this from any angle for any team. I don't see how a Colin Kaepernick trade makes the 49ers or the Broncos better. You're literally going from Peyton Manning and Brock Osweiler to a guy who is way less efficient than either of them and who you have to tailor an offense for. And the 49ers, you get rid of Colin Kaepernick and you're stuck with Blaine Gabbert. No slight on him because he played better than Colin Kaepernick did. But now you're in a position where you're number 7. You're probably going to have to give up something to get above teams that are trying to get above you to get a quarterback. So in all of this, I don't see who wins. The 49ers are going to give up a quarterback. They give up draft picks to get a quarterback. The Broncos are going to be giving up a lot of money and probably a pick to get a quarterback that's not that good. So this $4.9 million thing, he doesn't even deserve the $4.9 million. He's not that good. So I don't understand what the big hoopla is about it. Someone please just find out how to get this guy his money from like a bank loan or something and get this out of the news. This isn't worth being this isn't worth being on my team stream. This isn't worth being on my ESPN alerts. Please get this guy out.
My man got a perfect credit score to get a $4.9 million loan.
Kale, go ahead.
I'm gonna address the second question first, which who's more at fault for this is definitely Colin Kaepernick himself, because he's being very stingy about this money. Like Rudy said, for him to be trying to he's trying to get that 4.9 million or whatever is kind of a big testament for somebody who hasn't been playing good like over the past 2 seasons. Now I'm gonna show you his some of his stats against Mark Sanchez, who's the other QB of the Broncos. So his completion percentage is 60%, while Mark Sanchez is 64.3.
This is over the last 2 seasons?
Yeah, over the last 2 seasons. Okay. Yards per attempt is 6.9 versus Mark Sanchez is 7.6. Touchdown and interception. Touchdown. Colin Kaepernick actually win over Mark Sanchez with 25 touchdowns and 15 interceptions against Mark Sanchez's 18 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. But his total QBR is 56.3, while Mark Sanchez is 55.1. So either way, you have both trash quarterbacks, basically. And for you to be demanding so much more money to play on the Broncos team when they just won the Super Bowl, that's a big testament for somebody who's not that good. And he just got to get over this, because the 49ers don't want him anymore, and they've been trying to move him, but he just don't want to leave because of the money. I think he needs to suck it up, take that pay cut, and just try and play on a team where he can get better.
Okay, for sure. Go ahead.
This is how I feel about it. Colin Kaepernick, you're greedy. You have no spot to play yet. You're gonna be a bench player in San Francisco. You want money. I'd rather have Brian Colquitt, their punter, play quarterback for the Broncos because he has some tutelage under Peyton Manning. Because as a punter, you got to be able to throw the ball in from trick plays. So he knows how to play quarterback because he got Peyton Manning. My money, I save that money, put him at quarterback because we already know how Mark Sanchez is now. He ain't no quarterback now. He ain't no quarterback out here now. But you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at this like you're making the wrong decision, Colin Kaepernick. You're trying to be Steve Nash. You want money when nobody wants you to play. You're going. Lakers did want him, and you saw what happened. He just kept taking money. So he's gonna take his $11 million and be a bench player. So I hope that makes him happy because he's gonna sit there for the rest of his career and not play nowhere. But if that's his decision, that's his decision. Like Rudy said, no one cares because the Broncos if they get Colin Kaepernick, they can go from first to worst. If they stay with Mark Sanchez, they may finish second or third.
In that division, it's very possible. Because the Oakland Raiders are nothing to be slept on, and neither are the Chiefs. Pretty much.
You see what I'm saying? And the 49ers, you got Chip Kelly. So, I mean, there's no hope for you already. I already know a 49ers fan who said if Chip Kelly, the day before Chip Kelly came, he said, if Chip Kelly comes, I'm changing teams. I said, come be a Jaguar fan with me. He texted me the next day and said, I think I'm coming on board. That's what Chip Kelly does to your team.
See, I don't know who I blame more for this because honestly, I wouldn't want to lose $4.9 million neither.
That's a lot of money to lose.
I'll lose 4.9 for Tom Brady.
But here's the even if I'm Colin Kaepernick, I wouldn't want to lose my money. I'd want my money. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's $4.9 million.
Yeah, but
that was guaranteed in my contract. Y'all known this throughout the whole time. You're not. It's not like you're asking me to restructure it and move it to some other point in my contract. You're asking me to take a legit pay cut, and so that's $4 million gone. It's a lot of money, and these are billion-dollar organizations that we're talking about, the Broncos and the 49ers. And if you really want this guy that bad on either side, or if you're the 49ers, I understand the 49ers perspective of it because if you want him gone, I mean, they really don't want him to go. They would rather keep him, but they're essentially this whole trade is being forced because of the relationship that's been broken between the two teams. But I understand their perspective because we're not going to pay for him. You know what I mean? We're not going to pay for him to leave. And then the Denver Broncos perspective of it, I guess, is that, I mean, we're not going to pay that much. Yeah, we're not going to pay that much for this guy. But these, like I said, these are both billion-dollar organizations because from the Broncos perspective of it, you didn't want to pay Brock Osweiler, so you didn't do that. You didn't throw the money at Ryan Fitzpatrick, and you didn't even go after RG3. So now you got a guy that you could essentially lock up if you really wanted to for $11 million. And this dude did play in the Super Bowl before. He has made it to the postseason and everything before. Just like your other quarterback, but Mark Sanchez never played in the Super Bowl. But it's one of those things. If you really want a guy that bad, I mean, you pay the money to get him. It's the extra $4 million. But 4.9 million. You're right. 4.9, and that's a lot of money for one player to give up. Also, for
they got the Von Miller contract coming up.
They do
see
that 4.9.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but at the same time, you're a quarterback that's going from one of the worst teams in the NFL to one of the best. That's the Super Bowl champion. You got to know how to take pay cuts for that situation.
See, but here's the thing, though. If that team really, because you're also a quarterback that either way, you're going to have a team to play on next season.
But you're more likely going to ride the bench on the 49ers. This is what it's looking like right now.
You can earn your spot. I mean, Chip Kelly. Everybody's talking about Chip Kelly would suit Colin Kaepernick better than any other team he would go to. Colin Kaepernick has the assets to be the quarterback Chip Kelly wanted in Philadelphia, essentially. So it's looking like Colin Kaepernick would be that guy for Chip Kelly. It's just that the bridges have been burned so bad in San Francisco, and that's the only problem. But if you want a system, I mean, even in Denver, the system might cater to you. Who knows? Because Gary Kubiak loves to run the ball, and maybe if you have a running quarterback, he would be like, "Hey, I can do this with this dimension." But me personally, I know I wouldn't like to give up my money, and if I'm an organization, I know because I know the Denver people, and the Denver has a lot of people coming up that need to sign, but then at the same time, it's like, do you want this dude? And then San Francisco's like, I'm not paying you to lose him. So San Francisco sitting there like, either way, he's either going to be on our roster or he's just going to, like he's going to be gone, and somebody's going to have to deal with the money. So I guess, at the end of the day, the ownership does fall on Colin Kaepernick, but it falls on the Broncos at the same time because San Francisco is just a roster spot to him. And then the Broncos Colin, it means more to the Broncos and Colin Kaepernick to me than it does to San Francisco.
Oh, now can I ask you a question real quick?
Go ahead.
My thing is, we can blame it on the Broncos, but we also don't know what they're offering because the 49ers said originally they want a first-round pick for Kaepernick, correct?
Yeah.
So the Broncos could be looking at the 49ers as them being greedy. We don't know what the offer is yet, but they could have wholeheartedly given them that first round pick they wanted and more.
It's apparently a mid-round pick.
Well, if it's mid-round, then I can understand the 49ers wanted them to pay the 4.9. But if it's that, I mean, think about it. Are you really getting the first round pick with number 32? You're basically getting a second round pick. You're like top of the second round essentially.
And that's one of those things that I honestly they agree everything has been perfectly fine until this 4.9 million. They were perfectly fine with everything until.
I mean, you hurt anybody.
But see, that just shows you some players would rather have money than want to play on a championship team. I mean, he want to play on a championship team and have his money, but at the same time, as you see, people
he wants his cake and he wants to eat.
Yeah, you see, like a DeMarco Murray, you go somewhere because you know you will get the money.
But see, that's the thing. I don't like that we put it on the players because at the end of the day, they got to feed their families too.
You're right.
That's true. But you also got to earn your money.
You got to earn your money, but this is guaranteed.
Yeah, it was guaranteed
So
based on the fact that he was going to earn it. He didn't earn it.
No, but I'm saying, but he's going to get paid this money regardless. So you're telling me he has to give up money. He really doesn't know what his stake is in the NFL. So you're telling me he's going to take a pay cut, not know exactly what his future is, but he knows that money will be guaranteed. That money, regardless if he doesn't take the pay cut, that money he's going to get that money. You know what I'm saying? If they bench him, he's still going to get paid that money. Now it's a different situation with the RG3 situation. If he got hurt, then they would have had to pay him that money because nobody was going to want an RG3 essentially. Yeah. But this situation, Colin Kaepernick is going to get that money. So it's one. And everybody knows the NFL is a business because it's the same team that when you get hurt, they'll be ready to cut you. Yep. You know what I mean? So I don't blame Colin Kaepernick for sitting there saying, "Hey, I need my money. Y'all are billion-dollar franchises. Y'all can find the money to pay me. I'm not gonna give it the 4.9." So I understand where he's coming from because NFL, I mean, it's violent.
But I mean, money just don't come out of nowhere, though. I mean, there's a reason they didn't pay Brock the money he paid him.
Well, that's because he didn't deserve that money either.
You understand that you got other priorities coming up in next years and stuff, and like more important, like you can honestly sit there and say Von Miller is more important than a Colin Kaepernick for them, and stuff like that. Like that's why, like,
they franchise tag him.
Yeah, it means you got to pay him next year.
Extension.
So I'm saying, so you got to realize, like, I don't want to pay this money. Why we didn't want to pay Brock Osweiler this money because we understand that. Well, I can't really say that because maybe Brock didn't want to come back.
Brock was asking for a lot of money.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So, and Colin Kaepernick, it's a big degrade from what Brock wanted. So, if you essentially and think about, he's restructured his contract beyond this year. So this is just for this season, and you got Von Miller signed, or you offer him the franchise tag for this season. So beyond this year, you've worked out everything in the contract. It's just this season in particular. I hear one of the offensive tackles actually that they're really skeptical about paying his money because they're trying to re-sign one of their Pro Bowl offensive tackles. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Clady, that's it. Because they're trying to get him a contract. They're trying to get his contract worked out. It's not more so Von Miller.
Well, no, I was saying it as a sense as you have like more bigger priorities.
You do.
It was just I just use Von Miller as the example.
It's just one of those things that you can get this guy at the discount and have him be that guy you hope he would be. Whereas Brock Osweiler got paid what, $18 million or something, guaranteed money or so to go play for Houston, maybe more. I'm not totally sure on the exact number.
You mean Kevin Cobb 2.0?
Well, essentially, and you got
better than Cobb, man.
One got paid that money.
He's better than Cobb,
bro. But I'm saying that Brock Osweiler is in the same vein as players like Kevin Cobb, guys who played one or a couple games and looked decent, and then they went and got huge. Matt Flynn, Kevin Cobb, he's one of those type players. I don't expect him to go to Houston and do magical things with that offense. I don't. But to what you're saying, I just think it's a John Elway thing. I think John Elway is not gonna pay or overpay someone for more than he thinks he's worth. And if you're looking at John Elway's position, he sort of kind of has the leverage because he's like, look, bro, we just won a Super Bowl. Yeah. We can pretty much plug in we have Mark Sanchez. Like, we can plug anyone in here and still win at least 8 to 9 games. And then we can just get a quarterback next year and then be a contender for the Super Bowl again. I understand they don't want to drop off, but I think if you're the Broncos, you might just want to pack it in at some point and be like, look, he doesn't want to lose his money. You guys aren't willing to pay it because you don't technically want to lose him. We'll let you have him. We can draft a Christian Hackenberg in the second round and develop him, and he's going to be better than.
So who are you blaming more for this?
I'm gonna go ahead and assign the blame to the Broncos, but I'm gonna say it's some brilliance on the 49ers part because either way, although it's a crappy situation to be in, they win because you get him off the books. His money's paid. You don't got to worry about that. You can now use those picks that you just got to go trade up with the Titans and get Jared Goff or Carson Wentz, because Cleveland already said just because they signed RG3 does not mean they're not going to take a quarterback. Yeah. It's going to be a competition. So now you have Cleveland if they trade the 49ers trade Kaepernick, you have Cleveland, the 49ers, the Eagles are still in play for quarterback, the Rams. You have four to five teams out there who need a quarterback, and now they have more ammo than other teams to go get the quarterback. So it's smart on their part because either way, they're not going to be without a quarterback.
Yeah.
So
Can I say something before we head off?
Yeah, go ahead.
I really made a good point in the fact that the John always like, we can go with, Marquez Sanchez and like that. Because I feel like what they're thinking was Peyton Manning had poor season last year, and Brock Osweiler didn't. I mean, he filled in the role. They feel like Mark Sanchez can do the same thing that what those two quarterbacks did. If that's what took them to the Super Bowl, they feel like they can do it again with the minimum quarterback play they had.
Okay. All right, y'all. Let's go wrap it up for today. It's been KBR Sports, the best sports talk show every 24-hour day, coming to you on WODU Studios, the best in college radio. Check us out on our KBR Sports YouTube channel at KBR Sports, and make sure you subscribe and share it with your friends. And also tune into us every Monday and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And also follow us on our Twitter page at KBR_sports, where you can tweet us your remarks during the show. And, we'll give you shout outs during the show also, and give us your ideas on topics for the next upcoming show. And then also listen to us on Rabble, download the Rabble TV app, listen to us on Spreaker and iTunes, and you can check our past podcasts out on there. And if you want to join in on the debate, call in at 757-683-4405. And also make sure you comment during the YouTube stream so that we can read your comments live during the stream. All right, y'all have a great day.